What's going on, everybody? It's your observant Lineman here, and we are back to talking about the NFL taunting rule. Now, week 2 saw a number of quite ridiculous taunting flags thrown. We're going to react to this video here that kind of goes into those fouls. You know, it's crazy. For as many differences as there are in NFL fans, for as many things that divide NFL fans, there has been one single thing that we have all been united in and have shown our collective hatred for, and it is the NFL taunting rule. This is a rule that aims to kind of curb the emotional impact that football has on the players as well as on the fans. You know, as a player, you get emotional on the field. You get excited when something good happens. You get dejected when something bad happens, and you try to balance these emotions through the course of a game to try and lead your team to victory. And for the league to step in and try to actually actively control a player's emotions when it is really in the spirit of competition that these emotions come out, I think that that's really put a real bland black eye on the way that the experience of football is supposed to be enjoyed. So let's take a look at this video here. It's a minute and 22 seconds. There are a number of different taunting penalties that are called. You know, I'll try and give my, quick 2 cents on each one as we go through. But again, this is a rule that is actually counterproductive to the spirit of football itself, because it's an emotional, physical game. And if you can't play with emotion, then it's hard to actually play football. It's really hard to go in and enjoy a game if you can't be emotional and let your emotions flow to a certain extent, obviously. But in regard to how they're calling these taunting fouls, they're not even close. They're literally calling them, if you do anything, flag. You know what I mean? So let's take a look.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 88, spinning the ball in the opponent's fence. That's number 88, first punt for disqualification.
I mean, come on. This is something that receivers do almost every time they catch the ball. They make a good catch, they spin the ball on the ground. We see this happen. There's no reason why this should be equivalent, should be correlated to taunting a player. This is just part of the competition of the game. It's not something that is meant to berate a player. It's for that receiver to flex and show that they made a great catch and they made good yards. They were contributing to their team's effort. I mean, that's an emotional thing. You can't measure whether or not that's directed, at someone else to taunt them. That's beyond ridiculous. I don't agree with it, period.
14 points and 13 first downs. Here's a 2nd and 10. And again, go underneath. Allen able to hop over one defender and pick up the first right over Brown.
Now, both these quarterbacks,
Now that one, I think if you're going to call taunting, that's the realm of interaction that you could call it in, because you have one player on the Cowboys who is moving away. You have one player who's avoiding confrontation. He has his hands up. He's avoiding confrontation right here. You can see that he's not willing to engage in the verbal altercation here. You can see that. And the referee sees that as well. He's moving away. He's not trying to have any kind of issue with Keenan Allen. And Keenan Allen continues to go after him. And now he's like, okay, what the fuck you want to do then? That is taunting. That is a legitimate call to me. That's legitimate. The ones before it, no. That's not taunting. What he did there, you could consider taunting. See that but this is clearly ridiculous here, I think, on Reed for Seattle, because he's made a play. He's hyped up about the play. Now, does he look at the other player? Yeah, sure. But is he really taunting him? No, he's not taunting. he is showing his excitement for the play that he made to help his team. If he had picked up the ball after he made the play and dropped it in the lap of the receiver, then I'd say, okay, there's grounds to call that taunting, because he is actually performing an action that is designed to get a reaction from the other player. That is not designed to get a reaction from the player. That's designed for him to flex on his play that he made and to show his confidence and his abilities. I mean, these are totally different things than what they're considering to be taunting. But this is going to cost him money because it's a 15-yard penalty. So whatever play he stopped, it doesn't matter. They're getting that yards back. They're getting those yards back. They're getting 15 yards out of it on the other team. They're going to get a first down, and he's going to have to stay out there and play more D. This just doesn't make sense to me. Okay, so this also, I can look at this and say, yeah, that is kind of taunting, because he did actually get up into the receiver, flexing on him as he's getting up, looking directly at him. A referee can see that and say, okay, that is taunting. But what you're talking about is actions that are directed at specific players with physical movement, like directed solely at them, along with words. That can be seen as taunting, but all this other shit, no, I'm not really feeling that. That's inconsistent. See, now this here, I don't view that as taunting. That's a player talking smack, but he's not really taunting. There's competitive banter going on there. You have to allow competitive banter to exist in sports, or it's boring. It's not competitive. It's just by the numbers, by the book. And I mean, again, the NFL has done a terrible job at even like showing any flexibility in this. They just call the most basic things that are just part of, the emotion of football. Again, I can't reiterate enough that if you take emotion out of football, then you're pretty much doling it down to a boring sport, because guys will be afraid to actually like show that they're having fun. You see the ref right there. Yep, got him, flag. But again, how is this taunting? He backpedaled into the end zone. He literally backpedaled into the end zone. He was facing the other team. Okay, what is that, taunting? He backpedaled. That's where it's just inconsistent, sloppy, and it makes the league look bad. It makes the NFL look bad. It makes the NFL look bad. This is not how taunting should be called. It's not how football should be played, with fear of actually showing the emotion that the game quite literally brings out of you because of the level of intensity, the level of competition, the pride. These are all things that exist inherently in the sport. And if you mess with that, then you're messing with the sport itself. And again, there's a fine line. If you want to say, okay, guys, you can't jump in a dude's face and like impede his ability to actually like get up because you're celebrating on him. Like, okay, fine. But to say that a guy can't show emotion after he makes a big play, going up against somebody that he's been watching film on all week. He's been getting ready for this moment to play this game. He's focused all his energy into this from the moment that the work week started. And now, because he got excited, because he made a play that he had worked to make sure he could make all week, now that's a penalty and he's going to cost his team. That makes no sense. That makes no sense, and it shouldn't be in the game. But what do you guys think? Leave your comments down below. This NFL taunting rule, does it need to go immediately? Let me know. I'm your observant lineman. Hit the like button if you like this video, and I will catch you guys all on the next one. Peace out. Don't throw a flag, please.